Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm just going to do something different. I'm just going to speak directly to the camera, and whatever comes is whatever comes. So what I wanted to speak about today is mistakes that I made in my early 20s, and I don't know, hopefully maybe somebody who watches this can learn something from it. For the youngins that are coming up, the 17-year-olds, the 20-year-olds that are in university right now, they can hopefully learn one or two from this video. So let's go. So I have to say, the first mistake that I made when I was in my early 20s would have been not investing sooner. Now, I guess when I started working, I didn't really know about investing. I wasn't knowledgeable about what investing was. I just knew about, the regular savings account and the bank accounts that normal people are used to. But the thing with bank accounts and regular savings accounts is that you really don't get any interest from your money. I believe some of the banks here, the interest on them is probably 0.001%. So I mean, say for instance you have $100,000 in the bank and you're getting 0.001% on that. It's like, what's that? $10. You're getting $10 in interest if my math is even correct. But at that time, when I just started working back in 2015, 2016, as a 24-year-old, I wasn't knowledgeable about this information. So I just, followed the trend and the tradition and just had my money in a savings account. But if I knew about investing, I would have definitely started investing sooner. So eventually, when I started investing in 2017, 2018, I realized that when I look on some of the stocks, like say for instance NCB, if I had started investing in 2016 in NCB at $115, and in 2019 it was at 140. At one point it was even at $250 per share. So imagine if I started investing in 2016, I would have made so much more gains. Now there's always something that they say in investing: it's better to start now. So if you're out there and you're just starting out your career, you're just starting out your life, I would encourage you to start investing now, because there's no way you can time the market, and there's no way that you're gonna be getting anything significant from a regular savings account. So I would really encourage everybody to get in the game of investing, and that's a mistake that I regret to this day. I should have known about investing sooner, and I should have started out sooner as well. So the next mistake I made in my early 20s was definitely moving to an expensive place too soon. Now, there's a story behind this. I actually was in a little situation where I was living in a shared housing situation, and I was in my own room, and somebody actually wanted to come and live in that room with me, and I wasn't really about that life. But in that desperate situation, I ended up moving to an expensive place. Now, if you're in Jamaica, you would know about this place called New Kingston, and if you know about another place called Vale Royal, which is inside New Kingston, it's a very expensive place. So I ended up moving to this place, and I actually shared a backyard with the Prime Minister's residence. And if you hear all those words, that's a very expensive place. Now, I actually regret making that move somewhat. I needed to make that move because I wasn't comfortable with the shared living situation that I would have ended up in. But at the same time, I still regret moving to somewhere that expensive so soon in my career. I started working in September of 2016, and by February of 2017, about 6 months after, I moved to this very expensive place. and that was really a big mistake. So I implore all the youngins out there, the new graduates who will believe in university, to find somewhere that you're comfortable with and find somewhere that is affordable for you, so you don't end up in such a situation like what I did, because I ended up in that situation because I took somewhere when I just started working. I took somewhere that I really wasn't comfortable with in the first place because I was in a rush to find housing. So that's how I ended up in that situation. Anyways, so just avoid that situation. Now, the next mistake that I made in my early 20s was accepting a low paying job, because I mean, when you're young and you're in your early 20s, you're not really knowledgeable of what you're worth, because growing up, you were told that the minimum that you should accept is like $80,000 per month for your pay, or $100,000 per month for your pay. And coming out of university, you're worth a lot more than that. So I made the mistake of not being knowledgeable of what I was worth, and I ended up taking a job that really wasn't paying a fair wage. Now, because I accepted a low paying job, this caused a lot of other rolling effects. I didn't have a retirement scheme with employee matching. I wanted to start traveling the world sooner. And if you're not earning in such a way, then it's gonna be really hard for you to travel the world and to see all these new places. And now that I'm in that position to actually travel the world and see all these places, the situation is what it is right now, and I'm not able to do that. And there are other effects as well, because I was insecure about my smile, and I had in mind to get braces, but you can't really afford braces on a low paying job. And I'm in that position to afford it now, but imagine if I had accepted something better. I would have had braces from way back then, and I would have had a good smile by now. But we move on, we keep pushing. So the advice that I want to give to the youngins out there, I keep saying youngins, but if you're 17, 18, 19, or 24, just coming out of uni, don't be desperate. Do some research, know your worth. And these Jamaican companies, they tend to pay people in peanuts and promises, but I'm really hoping that you do some research and you learn, or you're aware of what you're supposed to be paid. So don't accept any job that is going to be paying you in promises and peanuts. And that's really the advice that I have for you. Just take your time, take it slow. I know some people, it might be hard for some people because you have your student loans and other stuff to pay for, but if you can, just take it slow, do some research, and accept something that is for you. Don't just jump for the first company that calls your phone. Take your time and sift through some of these companies, because it's a two-way street. It's also about what you can bring to a company and what they can offer you as well. Now, the next mistake.
Activating the concentrate.
Okay. Now, mistake number 3, and I think this is the biggest mistake that I've made when I was in my early 20s, and that would be not being more social in my early college days or in my uni days. I actually regret not going out and meeting new people and meeting new friends, because in this time when when you're working, it's actually hard to meet new people and meet new friends. And an introvert like myself finds it very hard to meet new people in a situation or in a setting that's outside of school or outside of a club. And now I'm 28 pushing 30, and I'm finding that it's really hard to meet new people. So this is something that I actually regret a little bit, not being more social in my early days. No, I wish I was more confident and less anxious to meet new people, because when you do leave high school, or you leave uni and you're in a different situation, you're in the working world, it's hard to meet new people, and you do have less friends when you leave high school. So it gets a little bit hard, and I do actually regret not being, more confident or being less anxious to meet new people. So my advice to the 17-year-olds, the youngins out there, the 24-year-olds that are, on the last leg of leaving university, to take some time out, join some clubs, meet new people, and especially for the introverts like myself, try and be more social and try and meet more people, because you do find that when you get older, it's even harder, because you're now in the working world, and you don't want to be friends with 40-year-old Errol and 50-year-old Jane who works next to you in the office. Or maybe you want to be friends with these people, but for me it's hard to relate to older people. So I would have liked to have more friends my age, at this point. So that was just a quick video on some of the mistakes that I made in my early 20s, and I hope this video reaches the target audience and you actually learn something from this. If you are new to this channel, smash that subscribe button below, like this video for the YouTube algorithm so it pushes it up to the top, and thank you for watching.